The Golden State Warriors finally finished off the Denver Nuggets in 5 games last night due to some clutch plays by our MVP and Gary Payton II. I want to break down how the Warriors continue to capitalize on the Nuggets off-ball switching and pre-switching and slower big men in drop coverage to make clutch plays and close out the game on top. Let's get into it. Michael Malone opted to put the larger Aaron Gordon on Steph, and here he slides his feet well on the drive and Steph kicks it out to an open Draymond. The Warriors automatically run relocation plays, and here you can see Klay signal for the screen and first slip to the basket. Morris top blocks this, and Denver automatically switched to Wiggins, letting Jeff Green pick up Klay. Here's where the miscommunication comes, as Aaron Gordon's assuming a second Wiggins screen and another automatic switch, but instead Wiggins cuts and brings his man in Morris down. This confuses Gordon and forces him to be stationary for a half second, and Curry relocates to the wing for an open 3. Defensive collapse. Here on the weak side, you have Jordan Poole cutting, and even without a screen, Gordon points for the automatic switch. Austin Rivers is in decent position here when Looney gets the ball up top, but this is a mistake to top block Steph to prevent the pass or handoff, as there is no paint protection since JP already brought his man in Gordon out to the perimeter. Simple read and react offense as Steph backdoors and catches Rivers way out of position. Nice pass by Loon for the layup. This has been a theme all series to abuse Jokic in the pick and roll. Here Steph gets the automatic switch onto Barton, but the next reaction is to swing it to the top of the key for Looney for the handoff. Jokic is in drop position as always since he's a slow big man, and Barton is forced to fight over to prevent the jump shot. Simple handoff screen by Looney, and this is too much space as Curry pulls up for a mid-range with no contest. At the end of the first half, and this is my favorite play so far, here you can see on the corner Klay point for Draymond to bring Jokic out to the perimeter for the pick and roll, but Denver negates this by automatically pre-switching to bring a guard up in Will Barton for perimeter defense. However, Jokic falls asleep here and doesn't assume this pass and is once again in drop coverage for the second greatest shooter of all time. Steph Curry reads this correctly and counters the pre-switch by hitting Klay, late closeout, and it's a corner 3 ball. Another example of a pre-switch play. Looney tries to bring Jokic up again for the pick and roll, but Jeff Green immediately tells Jokic to pre-switch this, but Steph fakes using the screen, gets right by slower Gordon, forcing the defense to collapse. Unfortunately, both Jokic and Morris rotate over for paint protection, leaving a wide open Draymond Green for the bounce pass and dunk. With the Denver Nuggets up, Steph Curry comes up with a big play. Shot clock is winding down with no offense, and Gordon has his full focus on Steph. Simple dribble handoff into a screen, and Jokic is not in drop coverage here and is actually in great position. Steph Curry is just not human with this fadeaway 3 with a hand in his face to cut the deficit down to 4. Big time play. At this point, you cannot let him get hot right now. This next play was Jokic's fault as the Warriors once again don't find offense in the post. Draymond Green does that classic handoff screen with Jokic in a low drop defense. Steph takes one dribble with his man in Aaron Gordon trying to fight over again, unsuccessfully though, and launches a 28-footer with Jokic's hand down. Now it's DeMarcus Cousins' turn. No specific play here as JB gets out of the way. Kevon Looney sets another rock-hard screen with the big man Cousins in another slight drop defense. Gordon tries to fight over and Steph Curry with the defender's hand down is just money ball. He steps into another 27-footer. Clutch time and clinging on to a 2-point lead, Jokic is covering another non-shooter in GP2 as he comes down for a pin down screen on Klay Thompson. Barton is top blocking again, forcing him away from the screen into a backdoor, and the counter to this is Klay telling GP2 to go back to Steph. GP2 resists and gets the ball for another handoff screen with Jokic in good position to cover. However, Steph fakes this drive and gets him off balance for another wide open mid-range pull-up. Here Gary Payton II comes for another super high pick, and Jokic is too tired at this point, as he comes to show and GP2 rolls quickly, gets the pass with a late rotation by Jeff Green for the athletic right-hand layup. The last basket to close out the game was another individual brilliance by our MVP. Here you can see the Nuggets finally decide to double, allowing Jokic to move off a non-shooter and force the ball out of Steph's hands. Curry gets a second double in the corner, and Draymond has a connection and continues to act as his handoff screener here. And even though this is a third great double, Steph is just too slick and gets by Morris with no contest by Jokic for the layup. 5-point lead and the game, and puts him to sleep. There you have it, guys. The Golden State Warriors completed a gentleman's sweep on a shorthanded Denver Nuggets team all series long, but shout out to this season's most likely MVP in Nikola Jokic for putting the whole team on his back and dropping insane numbers to try and compete. The Warriors finished the series off by countering the Nuggets' first time all series playing pre-switch defense to avoid bringing Jokic up in the high pick and roll and also other big men in drop coverage. Golden State continued to abuse their off-ball switching as well, and bigger but slower defenders, and this was obvious in the clutch plays down the stretch. Now I'm assuming every Warrior fan wants the Timberwolves to win, so shout out Minnesota as the Dubs wait for their second round challenger. If you like this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.